So I have made it to Lama way later than planned. I've basically got an hour to look around. I haven't got any plans as such. I'm just going to see what I get a chance to see. I found myself on the fence stand, being a bit of a treat considering we have John Deere's big tract fence behind me. But I know lots of you are asking for me to do a machinery tour of what we have at home. That is coming, I just haven't quite got around to it. One thing I would say is that although I like the arable side of the farm at home, I like being on a tractor, it's one of the best jobs, I'm not really into kit. So there's some stuff here which I definitely don't have a clue what it does, but it's really interesting to see. And yeah, as I said, because I've arrived late, it's a bit of a shame that I won't have a chance to fully go on to some of the stands and have a chat with everybody, but I'll be prepping for our AHDB live broadcast, which is happening from Lama, so a good setting. We'll be talking about consumer perceptions, which again, really interesting topic and something which I think farmers and consumers alike have strong opinions on. We're currently getting all set up for the live stream here. As you can see, there's definitely some faces you'll recognise if you watch other farming channels on YouTube. So yes, this group of people brings together people with a big following, but it's not about being farming influencers. It's about using our reach to get the message across to as many people as possible. Just finished our live, ready for a team photo with the gang. Everyone's just doing their videos. You can tell we all do YouTubes, can't you?
Obviously,
yeah.
In front of the best tractor in
you
the
can
world.
catch up on it on my Instagram if you missed the live. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. I've just arrived at NFU HQ, which is in Stoneleigh, Warwickshire. I'm here as, well, a kind of final farewell for me and my cohort of NFU Student and Young Farmer Ambassadors. We were ambassadors for 2022, so we're now handing over to the new bunch of ambassadors. We've also just got a few bits and bobs to do throughout the afternoon. For me, the programme has been absolutely fantastic. If I'd got nothing else out of it, I've got a cohort of ambassadors who are all very interested in British farming, promoting it, helping educate the public. So yeah, if nothing else, I've got that group of people who can always be there as a sounding board. But I think it's definitely a wider network of people that I've met. I've had opportunities with writing articles, news, TV, radio, lots of industry events, so the NFU conference, the Lord Mayor's show, which was actually in one of my previous videos. But yeah, the opportunities have been endless really. Albeit my year as an ambassador is over, we've been throughout the year kind of talking about the phrase once an ambassador, always an ambassador, so I'm sure there'll be room for all of us to still be involved in promoting British farming in the future, and obviously I will continue to do so through my YouTube and my other social media and any other opportunities that come my way. Just arrived at NFU HQ. There's Josh and we've got Poppy as well, Jenny. Hi. And we've got quite a setup, cameras, we've got a proper backdrop here, and apparently we're going, well, live to 3,000 school children, which I mean is amazing across, is it 100 schools, did you say?
About 100 schools.
Which is amazing. So to get farming into the classroom with those primary school children is amazing. The NFU Education team really do a fantastic job trying to reach as many children as possible. So it's great to be involved in an initiative like this. Well, that's us all done with the live Q&A. There will be a chance to catch some of it, half of it, the video on YouTube at some point, so if it's out by the time this video goes out, I'll put the link in there. But yeah, I think it went pretty well. We had loads of questions from the children, and even though we were talking about JCB, so their new tractor, the questions were actually quite technical, children asking about parts on the tractor, GPS, all sorts, but then down to how do you get into the job, etc. So yeah, really successful, and looking forward to the next one next week. I've just made it to, well, I can't pronounce where we're at, North Wales, for the Welsh Young Farmers Conference Agri 23. Speaking on farming journeys, so it should be very exciting. We're at a lovely wedding venue, and with Nigel Owens also in the lineup of speakers, it's set to be a very good day. The conference has been sponsored by CCF but has also been supported by some really important organisations, the DPJ Foundation for Mental Health and also the Farm Safety Partnership as well. To finish the day, we were lucky enough to have a tour around Rug Estate, hopefully I've said that right, and they farm organically. We had a look in the lambing shed. There are 1,200 ewes in here. They will be lambing around mid-March and they're inside until that point. It seems like this is actually quite an expensive way to run ewes before lambing, with organic cake costing £560 to £570 a tonne. The sheep are also kept inside according to organic regulations, so that dictates things like space in the pen and trough space. Following on from a really successful day at the Agri 23 conference yesterday, we're lucky enough to be hosted by the Ellis family, who are showing us around their dairy farm today. Before looking at the cows, we were lucky enough to have a quick look at the Pygmy goats. Amazingly, they have a waiting list, and there you can see a kid. That one was born on Christmas Day. We also had a look at the Valais Blacknose sheep. The sheep were all in because they were going to get scanned that afternoon. Usually they are outside. I kind of have my reservations about this breed, you know, because it's quite fashionable and are people getting them for the right reasons, but on this farm here you can see these sheep are in perfect condition, and if it's a breed that's fashionable but it helps get the message out there about farming and food and animals and livestock, then, you know, let's go with it. You can see this one here has been shorn, and actually I just thought it was interesting the size difference, and you can see the impact that their fleece makes and has on their body. The Ellis family use AI for most of the cows, but they also use these Angus bulls to sweep up. Here are the cows all happily munching away. The farm operates on a spring calving basis. Now, this bit of kit I have never seen before. If you can see, the cows push on these kind of movable feed barriers so they can keep accessing fresh, well, hay, haylage, whatever they're eating. And yeah, I've never seen these before and thought, yeah, what a great idea. Do any of you guys have this, or do you use any other things to try and optimise and make feeding management easier?
Basically, the milking parlour is an essential part of what we do. 5,100 in here. It's all dead simple, really.
For anyone who's seen any of my other videos on my Instagram page, you'll know that I am not a dairy farmer. So it's really interesting to see how other farmers do it. In this scenario, in the distance, you can see that silage clamp, and the cows actually graze over and under one strand of electric fencing. So they basically, it's ad lib and it reduces time taken to feed the cows. But yeah, really interesting setup. I also just took this video of the scraper in action, so you can see it kind of just shuffles and scrapes all the muck from the middle alley to the end where it obviously goes through these slots. It's really good for keeping the alley clean, and you can see the channel that it heads along, cows on either side. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, if you could like and subscribe to my channel.